In this video, I do want to bring to your attention $23+ billion currently on the table as it pertains to Social Security beneficiaries, including but not limited to Social Security retirement, disability, SSDI, survivors, spousal, and of course SSI beneficiaries. Now, I do also want to point out why you may want to watch your mailbox going forward over the coming days, weeks, and months here because of this $23 billion that is currently out there right now and what it means for the beneficiaries. That's the focus of today's video. Let's get into it and talk through the details. All right, so let's quickly talk about this $23 billion and what it means for the beneficiaries because this is a lot of money that is currently out there and this is something that the Social Security Administration is focused on very aggressively right now and something we've heard about several times here over the last several months, but I do want to bring this to your attention. And again, I do know that a lot of you here in this community receive some type of fixed income benefit, including those benefits I mentioned at the beginning of the video. Well, as a result of that, you probably want to have an idea about this $23 billion because this is disrupting the lives of many fixed income beneficiaries in a pretty big way. And again, any type of communication that you may find in your mailbox as a result of this is something we certainly want to pay attention to. Now, one quick little side note, and again, I want to point this out because sometimes this is a little bit surprising, but you're going to be shocked when I say it. Lawmakers are currently working on a fix for this $23 billion that is out there. I know, surprising, right? Lawmakers are really doing something? Yeah, I know. You heard me say that. Possibly the first time in the history of the world that those words were put together in one sentence. I know, right? Again, I'm just as shocked as you are, but lawmakers have a committee out there and they have hearings on this on a pretty regular basis. And again, they're actually doing something about this and we may have a resolution soon. Again, more on that in just a second. However, let me quickly break down the details of this $23 billion and why you want to know about this. And again, why you may want to continue watching your mailbox going forward for any future details about this and or any communication from Social Security on this because this is very important. All right, so here's what this comes down to. Get this. Social Security has overpaid beneficiaries by over $23 billion. $23 billion. We're not talking million, $23 billion that they have overpaid beneficiaries. That's a major problem. Reason being is, generally Social Security takes in money through Social Security payroll taxes. They pay it out through the form of benefits going out to beneficiaries, but then they also have accounts receivable, meaning overpayments. In other words, that's just a fancy way of saying they want that money back, okay? Very important. So here's the problem with this. They are paying out benefits, overpayments to roughly 1 million people per year. Okay, so roughly 1 million beneficiaries are being overpaid every single year and receiving annoying letters in their mail suggesting that you've been overpaid and now you owe us X dollars back. Okay, this can be a very frightening letter and can be very scary at the same time. Okay, so as a result of that, I want to point this out to you. Okay, again, they're sending about 1 million of these letters out every single year. And why I want to bring this to your attention, okay? So here's the problem with this. They're trying to get back this $23 billion from beneficiaries that have gone out in the form of overpayments, okay? If you receive any type of communication like this from Social Security that suggests, hey, I'm sorry, we've been overpaying you for the last 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, something like this, and we want X dollars back in the next 30 days, well, that's a major problem, okay? Now, here's a couple things that I want to point out for you really quickly. You may receive one of these letters or one of these types of communication from Social Security that may arrive to you. It may also show up in your My Social Security account on your Social Security website if you've signed up for the My Social Security account there as well, okay? If you receive this type of communication, you have a couple options. Number one, you can appeal it, okay? So this is something you can do, okay? They may be able to waive the entire payment, as in they can say, well, you know, we've gone through the process here, and because of a variety of factors, we may be able to wipe this off your record and say, you know, this would act like it never happened in the first place. Otherwise, if you don't have, you know, this happen, if they don't wipe it out, or if you do not file an appeal, they're going to want that money back within 30 days. Again, this is going to be very detrimental for a lot of people. And again, why we want to talk through the details. Now, next, really quickly, what I want to point out as well, and again, alluding to what I mentioned earlier in this video, which is lawmakers are currently working on this. My point is, there's been talk out there that the $23 billion that is out there now, again, it's more than $23 billion at this time, but let's just call it $23 billion. They're currently working on a fix for this. Essentially, they're saying, to go out to fixed income beneficiaries, seniors, people with disabilities, those people living on a fixed income benefit who have like no money because we're all living on a fixed income benefit. It's hard to get by and save anything when you're living on $900 or $1,000 or $1,200 a month, whatever it happens to be, to save any money besides what you're living on, right? It's impossible, especially with how expensive things are right now. They know it's very difficult for a lot of people. So they're essentially saying to the administration, sending out letters and trying to get money back from beneficiaries that don't have it in the first place is unjust, it's not fair, and this is not a good situation, right? So lawmakers are currently working on this and suggesting to the administration, and they're talking about how they're going to pursue this going forward. But I've seen reports coming out suggesting they may, we do not have a solid answer on this yet, but they may be wiping this $23 billion off the board. It's basically taking their eraser and saying, yoink, there it goes, the $23 billion. Erase the $23 billion, take it off the board and say, well, it was a bad problem. It happened. We don't know what we can do about it as of right now, but we're going to wipe this out and we're going to act like it never happened in the first place, and let's not let it happen again, okay? So they're basically saying we might wipe out the $23 billion, pretend like it never happened in the first place, and going forward, if the Social Security Administration makes mistakes and overpays beneficiaries, then they're basically just going to adjust benefits going forward rather than sending out these detrimental letters saying, hey, you owe us $6,000, you owe us $10,000, you owe us $50,000, or some crazy number like that nobody has to pay back, right? So this may be the solution going forward. We don't know yet. We don't know what they're going to do about this, but this is some of the talk that is out there as of right now. So this is very important, and unfortunately, like I said, about 1 million people a year are getting these letters, and these are very detrimental. So if you happen to receive one of these letters, you want to take action on it right away, as in you probably want to file an appeal immediately. But if you don't want to do that, again, I can't sit here and advise you in this short video on what to do with your personal situation, but we may have a solution coming soon from lawmakers that'll basically just say, that's okay. It's fine. If we overpaid people, that's our mistake. We're just going to have to eat the loss here. And then from beneficiaries going forward, if we overpay, then we'll just adjust benefits going forward. So just be paying attention to this. If you receive any type of communication from Social Security, you probably want to open that and at least take a look at it to see what they're saying, because a lot of times they only give you a very short window to repeal something like this, to ask for a waiver, to things like that. You only get a very short amount of time. So anyway, want to bring this to your attention really quickly. If you have any questions on this, please leave them down below in the comment section. Otherwise, subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. Share the video with your friends on your social media so they can also stay tuned with what's going on. Go back and check out any of the other thousands of videos here on the channel, including those that I've linked down below in the description or at the top of the comment section. And until next time, enjoy your day, take care, have a good one, and catch you again later.